So far we have done the setting of the basic UI, which is an app bar, and as well as 4 text fields here, and as well as a label at the bottom and one floating button. So next we will set up the keyboard for this, because if we click here, you can see the keyboard. Let me open a keyboard. See the keyboard, but there is no action to dismiss the keyboard. So let's perform that using a gesture here. So how can we do that gesture here? So as we have already seen this in our previous tutorial, in the same manner we will do it. Before scaffold, we'll just replace the scaffold with a new widget, wrap with the widget. So this widget, I name it as a gesture detector. So in this gesture detector, I'll write on tap functionality. So like on tap function I'll create here. So here I'll create a focus scope dot of context request focus new focus. So this is not new, as we already seen our previous tutorial in when you are discussing about the keyboard functionality, as we have discussed this. So this we have done with this. When you click on any of the text field and you click on the back, so automatically it will dismiss the keyboard. The same for, you can see that functionality. So this thing will automatically dismisses your keyboard. So this focus will help you to tap using a gesture. This will automatically dismisses your keyboard. So we are done with setting up the basic UI, and as well as we are done with the setting up the keypad. So next we want to do a dynamic calculation here. The next thing is, so when I want to get the value, whatever the data that I'm entering here from the total income, I want to get the data. To get the data from the text field, we have something from the text field. We have something called text editing controller. We'll see what that is. That is actually a controller. That text editing controller will help you to get the data that what we have entered from our text field. So to do that, we have total 4 text fields here. Let me create a 4 text editing controller here. Text editing controller. The first one is income text. So I just need it 4 times, 2, 3 and 4. The first one is income, and the second one is rental text, third one is shopping text, and finally other text. So totally we have created a 4. So this acts as a controller in our text field. So to use that, we need to add that controller to all our text fields. So these are first text field. So in that we have something called controller. In that I need to add income text. So income text is our first controller. And coming to the second one, which is this one, rental. This is a rental text. I just added. Coming to the third one, controller, which is the shopping text. And finally the fourth one, other expenses. So totally I have created a 4 controller. So what this controller will help you is, so that will get the value that you have entered from your text field. So let's see how we can get the value from our text fields. So let's go to your floating action button. So when we press this button here, I want to print. Right now I'm just showing I want to get the data, that I want to get the text field value that was entered in the total income. So first I want to print what is my controller in our income total, which is income text. So I want to get that, so I can write income text dot text. So when I click on this floating button, so I will get what amount I have entered here, that it will display on our console. So let me open my debug console. So I have entered some 36980. So when I tap on this floating button, so this number will display here. See, which is a 369. So that is what this text editing controller will do. So it will controls your text field value as text field data, and that will pass wherever you want. So if you want to get the data from your text fields, this is how you can do that. So I don't want this. There's a string data that we got, so instead of the string we need some double value. So to do that, we will see how we can get those data. So we can perform some calculations here. So the first thing to do some those calculations here, what I need to do is, when I tap on the floating action button, what I need to do is I need to get all the data and it should be converted into a double. So I'll write income value. So I'll created one double. So let me create so let the data that you are entering into this text fields, that is a string one. So to convert those strings into a double or whatever you want, you have to parse it. So for that, first of all, you need to create some double with a basic value, some value to do that conversion. So first of all, we are doing that conversion here. So first, let me take 4 variables. Income value, initially I'll just give it some dummy value here. So totally 4, 3 and 4. Next one is rental, and third one is shopping. And the last one is other value. So right now I have created dummy values over here. So when someone taps on this floating button, so they should perform all the calculations here. So this is my first income value. So what I need to do is, I need to convert this string to a double. So to do that conversion, we have something called parse, and we have a controller called income text.text. So what it will do, this is what our controller, this will get the entered value into this particular text field, and that converts into a double, and that adds it to income value. In the same manner, we can do it for the rest of the remaining 4. 2, 3 and 4. This is the rental value, shopping value, other value. So we are done. So here rental text dot text, sorry, okay, shopping text dot text, and finally other text. So now we have all the strings converted into doubles. So next we perform a calculation, the resultant value. So again, the resultant also, I am just taking one double and I name it as an output. So otherwise I can write resultant value, and which is a 0. I am taking some default value, and I'll do the calculation here, and finally I will add that value to the resultant. So resultant value is equals to, so when I want to perform the budgeting, right, so from the total income I need to minus the remaining 3, which is rental, shopping and other expenses. So how can, first I'll take the income value minus the remaining 3, so which is rental plus shopping plus other. Okay. So now I have my balance value in the resultant. The first thing, let me print how much amount I got it, the balance amount, so which is a balance amount. I want to show the balance amount here. So to print the balance amount here using a format string, this is that value. So this is what I am done. Let me check. So let me pass some 30,000 here. Rental expenses, rent 10,000, shopping 2,000, and other expenses 3,000. So let me open the console also. So what I have done, so total income is 30,000. From this 30,000, I am just subtracting 10,000, 2,000 plus 3,000, means 15,000 I am separating. Though we know the resultant will be 15,000. See, the resultant is 15,000. In the same manner, if you want to increase it to 20,000, and now we can see the resultant is 5,000. So now we are done. So we know we have done here, but just we are showing in the console, but we want to show this in a balance here. So to update this data here, the stateful widget will comes into a picture. Okay, we'll see what is that. So before that, let me add a dynamic value. So here if you see it, right, we have given one constant data, so like constant, like this is a constant text, this data is not dynamically running out. So let me give some constant, instead of that constant let me give some dynamic data. So double balance value. So let me write something called balance value, and initial value is 0.0. and if you go and instead of this, if you can give something like this, balance value. So when you write balance value here, you can see just it is a 0 0 0. Okay, it's just 0 0 here. So now instead of this one, what I am doing is, so I'm just passing, I'm just adding this resultant value to our balance value. So here this is the balance value, right? So what I am doing is balance value is equals to resultant. So whatever I am just getting in the resultant, that value I'm just adding here. You can see it's still 0 0. So even if I click on, see, let me print here to show visibly, print resultant value. See, let me open here. See, this is the total amount. Let me reduce it 10. Okay, when you do a you can see the resultant came here 15,000, but it is not updated on this label. So why? Because this is a stateless widget. So now here the stateless stateful widget comes into picture. So even though we have a data updated here, see, even though the data updated here, and we have added the data here, and we are dynamically passing the text here, but still we can see the previous value, which is 0 0, which is 0.0, that is still showing here. But even though if you see the print, right, in the print you can see the current updated value, but that updated value is not updating here. So in this case, we will see the working of stateful widgets in our next video.